Welcome to the Marketing Revolution podcast. This is the underground movement of savage marketers from all over the world. We are not Fortune 500 companies. We are real entrepreneurs with real businesses that have one major thing in mind: to set goals and devour them daily. Because we understand that everyone wants to eat, but only savage marketers are willing to do the hunt. Now let's get this revolution started. Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Marketing Revolution podcast and the Marketing Savage Facebook group, coming to you today with another Tactical Tuesday. What a perfect time of year to do this, as we've got to get tactical as fuck just to drive our cars around. Apparently, Ohio is about to get dumped on snow. Texas got some snow yesterday, which is like unprecedented. I got my dudes in Texas sending videos of their kids out there doing donuts in the middle of the road in their four-wheelers. So it just got tactical as fuck up in Texas. And it's about to get tactical up in this podcast, because I want to give you, like I do every week, I'm going to give you some tangible things you can actually do, some things, some techniques that work, that I've used and that you can use. And what I want to talk about today is your Dream 100. Now, this isn't the Dream 100 that I talked about previously, where you look for 100 people or 100 influencers to follow or to connect with that can share your message. I'm talking about your Dream 100 keywords, okay? So many of you guys may not even know that you have keywords. I hope you do if you've been listening to this podcast for any length of time. But typically a keyword is something individuals will search for on Google, on YouTube, or any of the searchable platforms, meaning that they will search for a string of keywords, usually a long tail keyword. I'll give you an example. A short tail keyword may be fitness. A long tail keyword would be fitness workouts for your abs in 15 minutes. Okay. It can be shorter than that, but that's an example of a very long tail keyword. Well, ideally, inside of our business, we want to look for these. A lot of people ask me, they say, well, what should I be blogging about? Well, I tell them that it's pretty simple. You need to go into your keywords. You need to type them into the Google search bar, and you need to look at the keywords that come below there and click on them and find out if there is any interest. Okay. So you essentially, what I like to do, I like to target keywords that have a decent amount of interest, but not like a massive amount of interest, right? So just the word fitness, you would have a hard time your entire life ever being ranked in just the word fitness. However, if you had a blog written out that was well written and very well backlinked, that's a whole nother podcast. And the blog was written, fitness workouts for women that stay home with children. Okay. You would have a much better chance of ranking on that longer tail keyword. And you never know. There may be a shit ton of interest for that string of keywords. There may be a lot of women sitting out there going, okay, well, I have kids. How could I be working out? How could I add this into my regimen? Right. So you're taking multiple pain points. You get a woman that's had a child, and a lot of times women, they tend to neglect themselves. Certain women will tend to neglect themselves, and they'll give all of themselves to their children, and they find themselves wondering, like, what have I done? I've neglected myself. And they almost get this thing called like mom guilt, where they feel guilty to do anything for themselves, right? So that might be a killer keyword, because now you're encouraging them to not only help their kids, but to turn it into a fitness workout, right? Play toss the baby or some shit like that. I still remember, something similar to that is I used to walk inside the house, and I would make it a total fitness workout. I would try to figure out how many groceries I could carry. Like, I would literally fill my hands. I mean, I would have like 20 bags in each hand, to the point to where they were all getting ready to break loose. It was a struggle for me just to get to my car into the house, because I'm doing these farmer walks with these massive amounts of grocery bags. Or I would try to take like 2 stacks of water and stack them on my shoulders and walk them in, right? So I would turn it into a workout. So you got to think. There's people out there that would do that as well. And if you can find long tail keywords that connect with them, that could be one keyword on your Dream 100 list. Another one is YouTube, is literally going into YouTube. And I made a video for a lot of you guys about this early on. And I think I shared it inside of the Marketing Savage group. I shared it inside of the Lion's Den and inside of Apex Entourage. But that video specifically was about finding what long tail keywords you could focus your YouTube content around. Meaning that if you searched on YouTube for a specific thing, you know, whether that was you know, let me try to think of some of the services that we have inside of our inner circle. So let's just say that was, you know, window tint, right? You might want to search for something like window tint on the back of Corvettes, right? Because that's a huge thing. So window tinting on the back of Corvettes is a massive thing and probably a huge keyword that you would want to rank on. And in fact, if you actually live locally, so Justin, he lives up here in Cincinnati, he's a member of our inner circle, he would want to put in his keywords, you know, window tint on the back of a Corvette in Cincinnati, and then create a video of himself giving tips and tricks to putting window tint on the back of a Corvette. Now, from my understanding, the back of the Corvette windows, because of the curve and all that stuff, you've got to cut it a certain way. There's all kinds of shit like that. So Corvette owners are naturally just like wanting to find the right person. So now you think if Justin stuck out as an individual who specializes in and even taught an instructional video on a Corvette, how to do it, that he's the person that they would call, hands down. And I guarantee you, anybody who buys a Corvette's going to want their windows tinted. I mean, it's just the first thing you do, right? So these are the type of things that you've got to think about. These are the type of keywords that you want to focus on. You know, window tint on a BMW in Cincinnati, window tint on a Mercedes-Benz in Cincinnati, window tint on an Audi in Cincinnati. Justin's going to love me for this, right? And then you structure all your content around that and you label yourself, you become the expert in these key words, okay? So that's how not only you build your blogs, but on top of that, you build your videos. So whatever business, whatever structure you're in, you've got a list of topics. Like everybody's like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Well, go fucking make your dream 100 keywords. Start with 10. You know what I mean? 10 videos, 10 blogs. That's a shit ton of content. And I'll guarantee you one thing, once you start doing like window tint for a Corvette, you'll find in the drop-down box on Google or in the drop-down box on YouTube, it'll start giving you suggestions of more keywords. And when you search for something on Google, if you scroll to the bottom of the page, it'll give you a shit ton of suggestions for additional keywords, okay? So you'll never run out of keywords. Like even when you get your dream 100, I recommend focusing on 100. That's a lot of shit for one person. Focus on 100 of them, right? But ideally, you're looking to match up your content, whatever it is that you're creating, with shit that people's fucking searching for. That's at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you create. If nobody sees it, then it doesn't matter, right? So you got to find out where people's eyeballs are, and you want to framework your content around that, okay? And you're also serving a need, you're fulfilling a desire, you're giving people what they want, all that good shit that makes you successful in business. So anyhow, y'all, I appreciate you for coming along on this Tactical Tuesday where I'm dropping knowledge on the Dream 100 keywords. And as usual, I'm going to see you on the next one.